the value of space. All right. Isn't it refreshing to have your own space? Isn't it refreshing to move the way you want to move? Isn't it refreshing to have not just physical space, but time? Remember, space and time are very synonymous. We learned that in science, right? So, having the physical space and let's just say, the idea of time to move how you want to move, and but not only just having that space, but using that space and time to not only work on yourself, but work on your goals, work on your dreams and aspirations. When you are allowed a specific amount of space, it's good to fill it up with something sometimes. But let's be honest, not all the time. Sometimes that space should be reserved for just sit with yourself. We can call it meditation, you can call it contemplation, reflection. So that way you can just breathe the air in for a little bit. But the idea of having your own space, that's priceless. I mean, you know, like I said, this is a world of duality. So having space and not doing nothing with it is just as bad as not having as much space and not being able to even move. We're going to talk about balance a whole lot in most of these videos, and that's the true nature we should aspire to. Because, hey, spaces can be thought of in multiple analogies. When it comes to mind, a football field, nothing but space out there, right? Nothing but space. You could run, get your exercise in, and think. Really, really think. Another analogy. Let's talk about a gym. A little bit of space in there. You kind of confined though. It's a building, right? But there's still a lot of space in there to work with. You know, you can get a lot of stress out. Get a lot of, let's say it's just a basketball court. When you think of a gym, a lot of more, they say, not confined space, but there's more space than just a room. A room that may be, I'm not an architect, but hey, maybe width wise, 10, 15 feet or so. You get a chance to really expand yourself if you have the space and time to do so. But the key point here to take away is that since space is time, we should not waste it on situations that are not consciously giving back to our cause. All right? The space conversation, it can be looked at in a negative light as you're being smothered or crushed, lack of it, or it can be looked at as in I have the free will, the time, the space to move the way I please, as long as I'm moving with good faith in mind. Having that space to think, but not only think, but make conscious mistakes so that you can have that space and time to correct them in time. That is the key lesson that should be taken. That's the key. So please, if you are lucky to have your own space, whether it's in your home, whether it's you blessed enough to have a big acre of land outside that hopefully you're using to your advantage, do not disregard space as a real treat, like candy, like your favorite food. Space and time, remember, that's so important. Not one of my better videos, but just think about just the idea of space in itself. Real space has nothing in it. And little space has only so much in it. But the important thing is to use your space and your time wisely so you can really enjoy the life that you were meant to love.